Hello, everyone, and welcome to my very first audio vlog. This is Indy Tarot. Welcome to my channel. Um, before we get started into what the video will be about or what the conversation will be about, I do have a few disclaimers for you today. I don't have a studio, so the audio, it's probably gonna have an echo because I'm inside a room. There's no sound absorption or anything like that. So I do apologize for that if the audio sounds a little weird. I also have a dog, my little puppy. He is here with me. He does bark every now and then if he hears something. And I also live next to a fire department, which they get really, really busy sometimes. Not that there's a lot of fires going on, but they do get busy every now and then. I guess you don't realize how busy the fire department is until you live next to one. But I'm excited that you're here today. I want to address, before we get started, I want to address a few things about my channel. Now, if you're subscribed and you've been following the channel, it is really a brand new channel. I think I've been on YouTube for a month now. If you have been watching the channel, you know that I am an anonymous YouTuber. I do not share my identity. I don't share my name. And I'm sure I will share personal stuff, but I don't share everything, you know. I am what they call a millennial. So meaning that I grew up without cell phones. I grew up without internet. I grew up without the social media. I knew exactly what kind of world we used to live in before the internet. I can't believe it. Like I was actually I was actually the first generation with internet. That's crazy. Yeah, I feel like that was decades. It actually was decades ago. But I don't know. It feels like such a distant time. Like it's almost like it is irrelevant. Whatever happened before the invention of the internet, I almost feel like it's borderline irrelevant. What everything that how we used to live our lives. The internet really has changed everything. And one of the things that it has changed, it has, from what I've seen, it can be harmful. It is good, but it can also be a harmful tool. People can use it for harm, unfortunately. So since I grew up seeing that, I've seen people get really corrupted by the use of the internet. That's why I choose to remain anonymous. I'm always excited to do my micro tarot readings, and now I'm gonna start doing audio vlogs. So I'm excited about this. The things that you could do when you share things online, but I've just learned not to share everything. Keep some of your stuff private. Your personal life, let that just remain between you and the closest friends to you. That's the way that I choose to do it. So I hopefully that kind of addresses why I am an anonymous YouTuber. Um, so I think it's time to get started here. How I got into tarot. Now, this is the number one question, because I talk about tarot all the time to like my friends and people that I'm getting to know. That is the number one question that I get. People are asking, how did you get into tarot? I will say when I do tarot readings, people will say, thank you so much for this reading. Yes, you're right. There's been times where I'm able to look into the future and see people's destinies. So I'm not going to say that I have a talent, but other people have said that. They've said that, yeah, you definitely were able to look into the future, and some of the things that you said about what could happen, you were actually right. So I usually just, whenever I get that kind of feedback, I just say, I give the credit to the tarot cards. The tarot cards are sending me the message, and I'm just giving you the message that they're giving to me. That's all I do. So how did I get into tarot? I've been a tarot reader for about a year now. I got introduced when I walked into a coffee house um, that had like a crystal shop. Like they sold crystals and they sold other things. Like I don't know how to describe it because I don't know what the name. Like I just call them crystal shops where like crystals, they sell crystals and they do stuff like that, candles and that sort of thing. Um, so I walked in thinking that it was going to be a coffee house, but as soon as I walk in, I saw two people reading tarot cards, and I was already fascinated because have actually I've never have been exposed to tarot, but I know that I knew about it, and I was always fascinated about what tarot was or what tarot is, you know. Um, so I saw two people reading their tarot, doing the tarot reading, and I got to meet a young girl. Came up to me and introduced herself, and was very friendly, very nice. And the first thing I said is that a tarot reading over there? Like I wanted to just confirm that's what it was. Um, and she said yes, and I can also do a tarot reading for you. So I immediately said yes to it. I did not know what was gonna happen. I just knew it sounded fun, like an exciting thing, to do something like that. So I was like, it was captivating me, if you want to call it that. So she did a tarot reading for me, and she really was able to look deep inside. Things that I don't reveal to people, things that I had kept hidden, she was able to look into that. And throughout the reading, I was shaking. I had a knot in my throat. Um, so I felt very exposed. Um, so when she was done with her reading, I didn't go into denial. I felt like I was too exposed to go into denial. That I told her, yes, you're right about everything you said. That experience led me to purchase a tarot deck that day, which is the tarot deck that you see me use a lot in my videos, the Dreams of Gaia Tarot by Raven Phelan. Um, so far, like that deck has been fantastic. I love the deck. I love the artwork. When I don't know what a card means, the guidebook is very easy to understand and kind of just um, help me know what the message is from the cards. So it's been a fantastic introduction into tarot. I couldn't have chosen a better deck. Now I do know that I did after the fact. I didn't like I when I purchased the deck, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. It was after the fact when I started doing more research online. That's when I realized that the Dreams of Gaia Tarot deck, it's from what I understood, it's like a reinterpretation of traditional tarot. Um, and I think that was part of the inspiration from the playlist on my channel, that's called Reinterpreting Tarot. I think I saw Phelan do that for with her deck, and I honestly, I will say this, I felt a calling, like I felt it in my heart that there is a tarot deck that I can come up with to help pull a message for someone. So, which is I don't know how long I've been doing this. I think this might be like 2 months now. I've been working on my own tarot deck for about 2 months. The way that I started doing it, I went online and purchased a blank tarot cards where You really could do whatever you want on them. You can write phrases, you can do artwork, you can do whatever you want on these cards. And I just decided to put the messages that I was having, that were coming to me, into this particular tarot deck. And it's still under production. As you can see, like some of the artwork, if you've seen some of my videos, you know, some of the artwork, it's like a little kid scribbling, which I do apologize if my art isn't the best. I'm not a drawer. I don't draw. Like, I draw very little. So I do apologize if some of the artwork on my deck looks like a little kid did it. That is because I'm not a trained artist. I don't have that talent, unfortunately. But really, I will say this: if you've been thinking about creating your own tarot deck, if it's something that's been tugging at your heart, the artwork, in my opinion, is secondary. I think that what's most important thing, it's what is actually like the name of the card. If we're getting down to the nitty gritty, the name of the card, that should be, as a tarot reader, in my opinion, that should be like your number one defining moment during a reading. Like, when you look at it, when you flip the card and you see the name of the card, that is where the reading starts, in my opinion. Now, obviously, if you are an artist that has fantastic artistic skills, or if you have a friend that can do the artwork for you, if you have an amazing artwork attached to the name of the card, then of course that makes the reading so much better. But in my opinion, it's not necessary. And this is why I know this. Before I started putting artwork on my cards, I was just doing sample, like I call them sample tarot readings with friends, with just the name of the card on there, and I was getting messages. So I'm just sharing my experience with you. Like, if this is helping you, like if you just happen to be someone that has been thinking about creating your own tarot deck, or you know, what I am calling reinterpreting tarot, if that is something that you feel like that's what you're doing too, by all means do it. In my opinion, and I'm saying this because I've watched some other YouTubers like talk about, like, oh, okay, like this is what tarot is, and no, this is too outside of tarot, so it's not. It's an oracle deck, and I'm just like, where in the dictionary are you seeing what tarot is? You know, like, who is defining what is tarot? And I'm just like, no. This is what I think tarot is. And I don't know if the Dreams of Gaia tarot deck has led me to this point, like seeing someone else kind of like do some sort of reinterpretation of the traditional tarot. I something tells me that is part of why I'm here at this very moment. Like, everything was laid out for me to create my own tarot deck. And I mean, I like it. I like my own tarot deck. I think right now the next phase is having other tarot readers do sample tarot readings, or mock tarot readings, or just actual legitimate tarot readings with this deck, and just to hear their feedback. How comfortable do you feel with this deck? Do you feel like you're pulling a message? There are a lot of things that go into doing a tarot reading. So, like, I'm excited to see what's happened next for this deck that I'm creating. I do feel very connected to this deck. Even the prototype, if you want to call this, what I'm holding in my hands is called, these cards that I just drawing on them and putting things on there, like these prototype. I'm gonna hold on this deck forever. Like, I'm so connected to this deck. Um, and I think if you're watching this video and you've been contemplating creating your own tarot deck, don't let other people define tarot for you. Don't be afraid to break break a few plates along the way, if you want to call it that. Just do it. Just do it. If messages are still coming through, I think that's what I'm trying to say. If the messages are still coming through, who's to say that it's not tarot? So hopefully you see where I'm coming from. I do feel like I am the black sheep at the moment, because I've been doing so much research. And then if you're someone that has been doing tarot for a very long time and you want to sound off in the comments below, please do. But I have been trying to do a lot of research on like what I call non-traditional tarot decks, and there's not many out there. And I think that was also another part of it. Before I started creating my own tarot deck, I was honestly going online, seeing, hey, what other decks are out there that they're kind of breaking the stereotype, if you want to call it that, of the traditional way of reading tarot, or no, like the traditional tarot cards. And there weren't that many out there, or if the ones that were out there, I didn't feel a calling for that. But when I started getting a message like what the tarot deck should look like, with this particular tarot deck that I created, I ended up reshaping everything, reconstructing everything. There is no major arcana, there is no minor arcana. This deck is divided into like stages, if you want to call it that. But there's another term that I'm not remembering how I divided this deck, how I designed the deck to work. But I reinterpreted everything. There is no major arcana with this deck. There's nothing like that. There's no suits. There's nothing like that. So, and I'm not afraid to say this is what I think tarot is. I don't need to apologize for it. If you don't find this, if you've been watching my videos or if you just happen to come across my channel and you're someone that has only done like with the original tarot decks, if you've only been using those tarot decks, I guess that's you. That's what you're doing. I'm doing something totally different, and I'm okay with that. I don't intend to create friction. I don't intend to do any of that. All I'm saying is that this is what I think tarot is, and I'm happy with it. And I'm not afraid to say that I'm not dividing it into major or minor arcana or anything like that. I'm okay with that. I'm getting rid of all of it, essentially. And I'm not gonna apologize for it. So this is what, I guess this is everything that I just said now is leading to this very moment. I was contemplating about doing like a quick tarot reading today. I'm not sure if I'm feeling a message come through right now. I'm not sure. Let me hold on to these cards for a little bit longer. But if you've been watching my channel and if you found this audio vlog useful or entertaining, please leave a like, leave comments below, share anything that you want to share. I'm excited to see what happens next. I will continue to do my own my micro tarot readings. That's how I like to label them. They're like short little tarot readings just for for your daily tarot. I'm excited to do that. I get so much joy. Um, I feel so connected. I'm honestly starting to feel connected to the people that are watching my channel. Even though I don't know who you are, you may be on a totally different part of the world. I have no idea. I don't even know if I can see who are my subscribers. So I do feel, I will say this, if you're watching this and you've been watching my channel, if it means anything to you, I do feel connected to you, wherever it is that you may be. And you know what? I think I feel a tarot reading coming up. So let's do it. And I'm going to be using my own tarot deck. Oh, okay, a card came out. A card just came out, and I'm not sure if it was right side up or not. I think this is the right side up. Yeah, a card came out, so I think it's gonna be that card. I haven't seen it, so let's see what the tarot reading is for this audio vlog. Um, I always like to take a deep breath, especially if I'm doing a live tarot reading, with a video and the camera's rolling. I want to take a deep breath, make sure that I'm centered. Let me grab a stone. Let me grab this stone right here. And if you want to take a deep breath with me, please do so that you may receive a message today. And the card for today is Them. And I don't think I've shared this card on my channel before. Them is a very, very powerful card. There's two meanings to this card, actually. Them is about your separation to the other group of people that may or may not be in your life right now. You may not know who these people are, but there's a separation between you and them. So even though the card is called Them, the true hidden meaning, if you want to call it that, if there really is a hidden meaning on this card, it really is about you and how you are separated from them. One of these days I'll have to show that to you on my macro tarot readings. I'm not ready to do that now. But I love this card because I love this card because it's almost like it's meant to like misguide you. Like if you're just reading, if you just happen to pull this card and you see the word them on there, you're automatically thinking, oh, this is about those people, which it is about those people that are out there, but it's also about how those people may or may not be different from you. Like there is so much meaning in this card. But whenever I look at this card and I try to give it a definition, the definition, I swear, it always comes back to your individuality. How you are meant to be your unique self, not apologize for it later, just be who you are. As long as your heart is in the right place and as long as you remain pure, what they do or what they are saying, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Even if it seems like they are gathering together to go into their own journey together as a group, If they choose to do that, that's fine. You don't have to be a part of that if you don't feel like that is your calling. Um, wow, I swear this is a very powerful message. I was not expecting this. I honestly was not expecting this message today, which I'm really glad that it came through. I think this is actually the first time that I've done a tarot reading with this particular card, and I didn't realize how powerful this card is. If you are feeling like your journey seems so different from those people that have gathered together to have a journey as a group, then this card is saying that is okay. You are not required to be part of a group. You are not required to follow what maybe your close family is following, or what people at work are following, and they're gathering together and they're doing that. Or maybe even your friends. If your friends are gathering together to do something together and you don't feel that, there's nothing wrong with you saying that is not for me. I'm not ready to do that. Um, that's why the card is called them. Let them do that. And you do you if you feel like it's not for you. Um, if we can all understand that, I feel like this is part of that human experience where we're often wanting to be part of what they're doing, or it's hard for us to say no, especially if a large group of people are doing it. Um, it's okay to just say, you know what, that's not for me right now. I'm on a different journey. I'm in a different stage in my life that's different from your stage in life. It's okay to acknowledge that. And if anything, I feel like it's gonna lead you to your next chapter. It's gonna lead you to your next level, if you want to call it that. So my friends, thank you so much for tuning into this audio blog. I hope that you found the impromptu tarot reading, uh, and how do I say this? I hope you found it useful. I hope that you found a message here. I definitely did find a message for me today, and I was very happy to share it with you. Until the next time, the more likes and the more comments that I get, the more likely that I will be doing another audio blog like this, another story time about something totally different. But I'm happy to share this with you, and until the next time, have a fantastic day.